Warmer day today. I think it got to maybe mid 70s, and the trees are starting to fill in a little bit more. So I'm wondering if the weather is turning. I talked to some locals today at the coffee shop, and they said it's colder later than usual this year. So I'm hoping that it might be getting warmer. And I checked the weather. And at first it looked like it was going to be raining for like 4 days, but now it looks like that's lifted. So we'll see what actually happens. I'm not holding my breath, but yeah, we'll see what the weather does. I'm rocking the big bun this morning, but I wanted to update you on hot springs. So I left yesterday. I got caught in the vortex until like noon, but I still did like 16 miles. So I still had somewhat of a full day. And Hot Springs is really great. It's a cute little town. I'm glad I took a zero there. Cute coffee shops, or a cute coffee shop with really good ice cream. I got this maple bacon ice cream. And also the mint chip. And their coffee was great, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, they had a great coffee shop. I always look for good coffee shops in town. They had breweries and a really nice outfitter, and Laughing Heart Hostel was really great. I also saw somebody I know at Laughing Heart Hostel. She works there, and she's part of our THRU-r trail team. And THRU-r is a long distance hiking community I started, and we have a trail team. So they're like our trail correspondents. So anyway, she's on our trail team, and I first met her on the CDT at Copper Mountain. She was hiking southbound and I was hiking north. So yeah, I got to see her on the AT, and she will be hiking the PCT. She's doing a flip-flop this year just because of the snow situation. And I'm hoping to see her later in the year and maybe give her some trail magic or something. So her name is Amy. Her trail name is Slider. So thanks, Slider, for everything. We hung out a little bit, had ice cream. So yeah, it was a great town stop. A lot of people were taking zeros there. There's also obviously a hot springs. I didn't partake in that, but I love staying at Laughing Heart Hostel. They had a barbecue for us and a bonfire pit, so we could just like hang out by the bonfire. So yeah, feeling refreshed for the next section. And I think my next stop is Uncle Johnny's, and that's about 70 miles. So I'll probably make it in 3.5 days. At the top of Big Fire Scald, I think, knob. Very rocky getting up here. Kind of like that. Beautiful. Wow. This has been a challenging part of the trail, to the point where I questioned if it was the trail. Back there was worse. But it's definitely the trail. There's the blaze. Lots of rocks, and they're unstable. trails. Feels pretty good, especially after that crazy mountain with all those rocks. my legs feel like jello right now, but to celebrate, I think I'm gonna have lunch soon because I am starving. So one of the worst things that can happen to a long distance hiker is packing up a sopping wet tent. This is meant to be a little comical, but also a little serious. So that's one of the worst things. Something I really don't look forward to in the morning. But something even worse is waking up in the middle of the night to rain, knowing that you're gonna have to pack up your sopping wet tent and your pack's gonna be like a pound heavier because of all the water. Then going back to sleep, waking up again because of the wind, knowing, oh, my tent's probably gonna dry out. You can see it's dry. You do a little fist pump in your sleeping bag or quilt. All is good. And then once you're packing up, still in your tent, almost ready to get out and pack up the tent, it starts raining again. And then your tent is sopping wet again. So many mixed emotions. So much elation. So much dread. So that's what happened to me this morning. So I tried to kind of wipe off my tent before I packed it up. But yep, I think a lot of hikers would agree that that's one of the worst things when you're long distance hiking is packing up like a soaking wet tent. So I'm hoping to dry mine out. I'm going to Uncle Johnny's today, which is near the town of Erwin. So we'll see if I tent or get a private room. At this point in the trail, sorry, I'm trying to like not die right now. At this point in the trail, neurovirus is a thing. I think through Damascus. So I'm gonna try to maybe seclude myself a little bit more. That's also an excuse to get a private room because I'm like splurging in the south part, seemingly, of this trail. But yeah, I kind of want to seclude myself a little bit and wash my hands a lot and all that, just so I don't get it, because apparently it's awful. So yeah, we'll see if they have any left. Nothing really to write home about, but sheltered me from the thunderstorm about a couple hours ago. I got sunscreen on my face. So now I'm gonna go into town and wait for, hopefully, a ride back to the trailhead. It's humid. Whew. So this next stretch is, I think, my longest stretch so far, about 80 miles to Boots Off Hostel, which I've heard great things about. So I'm excited. My pack is very heavy because I have like 5 days worth of food. And of course, going out of town is usually a climb. So got to climb today. hoping to go maybe 10 to 13 miles, but we will see. Fireplace. Going down the side trail to get some water. It's a little bit of a long one. Day of hiking. So many views today, which I don't usually get. It's usually green tunnel. But man, I think this is the 4th ball that I'm going up to now. And even the hike up is just gorgeous. This is amazing. Sleepy, that's because I camped by a road last night, which I try not to do just because it's so chaotic and noisy with the traffic, but I had to. There were a couple other camp spots that I had in mind, but one I couldn't find, and the other there was like a guy there without a pack playing loud music, so I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. So I kind of like emergency camped by this road, and there's this like the loudest ATV I've ever heard in my life, rolling around from midnight to 2 a.m. just like right by us. So yeah, not great. I'm definitely not camping by a road tonight. So I'm gonna do a little bit shorter day, probably like 18 mile, just so I don't have to camp by the road because I need to get some sleep. So yep, but on the bright side, there are a couple waterfalls coming up today, and my pack finally feels lighter, so trying to stay positive and awake today. Totally blew by the mile 400 little rock sign, if there was one. I don't know. Anyway, I just hit 400 miles. So exciting. Right before the waterfall. So many more miles to come. And yeah, I'm excited to hit mile 500. Of course, it's a big milestone. So yeah, yay, 400 miles. Wow, got the dew going on today. I'm gonna be going into Boots Off Hostel today, and since I'm gonna be early for trail days, I decided to visit a friend in Asheville. So I'm catching a shuttle to Asheville for 2 days. Then I'm gonna run over to Damascus for trail days. I'll be there May 18th through maybe the 20th or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm excited to I'm gonna be taking like 4 zeros in the matter of a week. But I haven't taken a zero since Hot Springs, so I'm okay with that. And I'm early. I'm doing more miles than I thought, so I'm not really worried about scheduling, even going forward. I think in Virginia I'll be doing, I'm hoping like 24 miles a day. We'll see. But yeah, fun things to come. Had multiple dreams, and one of them was about cake. I'm dreaming about food. This like huge chocolate cake with frosting, like vanilla frosting and chocolate frosting, and the person who was like serving it up was dipping it out with a spoon. It was that big. So that was a great dream. And then I've been having this recurring dream about finishing the CDT, about me like going to the monument and like sobbing, just because I think subconsciously I don't think I ever really realized I was done. I don't think maybe that I processed it, so I think in my dreams I'm processing that. Oh, there's like a bunch of wet bushes here, and I'll stop because that's a little treacherous. But anyway, it was just interesting. I woke up this morning like, oh, that was interesting progression of dreams. Cake and then like sobbing at the terminus in Waterton for the CDT. So yeah, it's interesting, like the psychology of hiking. And I just, maybe that's the way I'm processing finishing the CDT. I don't know, but interesting stuff. This has been a really cool walk to Laurel Falls. I passed a geologist on the way, and she was saying that this is all granite, or a lot of it is granite, and it's been repressurized. How cool. I think we're going down there.